in that tech assessment I gave you, there was 5 categories of different things. So what we're going to do throughout the session is we're going to go through those 5 categories a few times and kind of go in more depth each time. So first I will explain what they are. Oh yeah, and there's our information again. And Katsumoto. Okay. So the big picture I want you to know about technology is that think of it like a house. Your organization is like a house. So at the top, the roof is your mission. So this is what, at the end of the day, you exist to do. Sometimes in nonprofit, we get sidetracked. We feel like we exist to do the projects we're funded for. We exist to fundraise. We exist to, all sorts of other things. But really, we exist to do our mission, right? That's the kind of the bottom line at the end of the day that we measure ourselves by. Are we a successful organization? Everything else we do is in support of that. So that's why it's the roof. Now, we have our walls or pillars, and those are the programs and services you carry out that accomplish your mission. So in your guys' case, that might be, having your online museum, like you guys do, where you teach people about the history. Actually, probably a lot of you is teaching people about history and, what's that called? Bringing history to life. Is there a word for that? Interpreting history, maybe the word I'm looking for?
Animation.
Animating. Thank you, yes. Animating history. Yeah, you might do that through your website, you might host historical events, you might, what are some other things you guys do? I don't know.
Archives.
Manage archives, documentaries?
Supply information on how to do things with the heritage buildings.
Right, okay. Yeah, so those are all examples.
Monthly information session. Monthly
Yes.
information sessions.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Exactly.
Newsletter.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. So those are the things that help you carry out your mission. And then you have a bunch of things that you need to do to make all those programs and services happen, right? So you need to manage your finances and keep them in good order and do your accounting properly. You need to, it's not on here, but you need to keep your admin stuff in order. You just need to make sure you're filing your taxes, and you need to, if you have staff, that you're paying them and that you know who your staff are, and you might need to hire new people or recruit volunteers or things like that. And then of course you need money, so you need to track that down somehow, and you probably spend a bunch of time doing that because that's a little painful for everyone. And then underlying all this is the technology that lets you do all of those rest of the admin layers, lets you do your programs and services, and so it contributes to your mission. So I like to show this because I like to start off by putting technology in its place, right? Technology isn't your mission. You're not a technology organization at the end of the day, but everything that you're doing with technology should be supporting your mission, either directly or indirectly. And I'm actually gonna talk a little bit more about that. Lovely hair. Okay, so there's a lot. So I think I'd like to talk about the connection between technology and mission, because if you don't understand why we're going to talk about everything else that we talk about in the session, or why I gave you all that stuff, what's the motivation for spending time on it? What's the motivation for your board approving it? Why do we care? So to me, there's 2 ways that technology helps you achieve your mission: directly and indirectly. So directly, which is our bubble on the left, is through your programs and services. So some of your programs and services have nothing to do with technology, right? You have an info session every month. That is, it's a great way to inform people about, stuff going on in the community and their heritage. And you don't need technology to do that, and that is okay, right? There's nothing wrong with low tech as well. But sometimes you can augment the ways in which you carry your mission by technology, or that's the only way. So in your case of your online museum, that is an example of carrying out the mission of the organization using technology. So you're actually reaching new audiences. Well, in your case, you're reaching an audience, but for some of you that have an online and offline component, you're reaching new audiences, you're connecting with people who might not have already found out about what you're doing. And they're learning about the same things that maybe people in person are learning.